the world's greatest comic magazine, Fantastic Four, fighting each other under the sinister spell of the Hate-Monger. Don't dare reveal his true identity after reading this tale. This issue's great guest star, Sergeant Fury, more exciting than ever. A book-length bombshell. The fabulous Fantastic Four turn against each other because of the Hate-Monger. The editors predict that this is the most unusual, thought-provoking tale you will read this season. We believe you will agree. Written by Stan Lee, drawn by Jack Kirby, inked by George Bell, lettered by Art Simek. Destined to become a Fantastic Four classic. In his skyscraper planetarium room, one of the world's greatest scientific brains puzzles over an unusual problem. And so we launch the newest, most unforgettable Fantastic Four thriller. Strange. The tides all over Earth are not following their normal patterns. Can something have affected the moon's gravitational pull? Suddenly, the walls of the huge room are sharply jolted. What's happening? That impact just upset my tidescope measuring device. And, just a few rooms away, a high-spirited teenager whiles away some spare time in a typical manner. I know this is just kid stuff, but I get a real kick out of tossing fire darts at that swell-headed Spider-Man. But then, the same type of pounding jolt shakes Johnny Storm's room also. Hey! What in blazes is going on? While in the privacy of her own quarters, the third member of America's most colorful quartet is proving that a girl is a girl, even when she's a full-fledged partner of the Fantastic Four. I could spend hours trying on these gorgeous fashion wigs. I always wondered how I'd look with black hair. If they ever want to film a sequel to Cleopatra, and if Liz Taylor is too busy... At that moment, our daydreaming beauty also feels the impact which shakes the very walls. What on earth? It feels like it's coming from Ben's quarters. And Sue's guess proves to be correct. At last I made myself a punching bag that's got some oomph to it. Ben! Whoa, big fella. Hold it. You're upsetting some of my most sensitive instruments. I might have known it was old Muscle Brain himself. What's wrong, Ben? You're smashing that steel punching bag as though you're trying to punch it out of the building. So what? I'm so cotton-pickin' mad, I've got to do something to let off steam. I've been reading the papers for the past hour. It's enough to make anyone blow his top. And if I still gotta spell it out for you, just take a squint at some of those headlines. Troops called out. Battle rages in Far East. That crumb who calls himself the Hate-Monger has been causing trouble wherever he goes, and nobody can stop him because he's too smart to break any laws. He's the most dangerous type of menace. He preaches class hatred, race hatred, religious hatred. But his activities don't concern the Fantastic Four. Hate-Monger causes mob to riot in city. Many hurt. Within a very few minutes, Sue Storm is destined to learn how completely wrong her casual comment is. A creep like the Hate-Monger is free to say what he wants to, but if I ever wumped him one, they'd slap me in the pokey. How about that? Don't worry, Ben. He'll get what's coming to him sooner or later. Bigots always do. Let's go for a walk, gang. It'll get our minds off that rotten windbag. And so, dressed in street clothes, and looking as inconspicuous as any group can when they're with the lumbering thing, the FF begin to stroll among Manhattan's East Side. Boy, if I ever get my hands on that Hate-Monger scrawny hide, I'd really give him something to yell about. I know how you feel, Ben, but his type usually doesn't get very far in a free nation like ours. Oh no? What do you think that is, chum? A PTA meeting? Long live the Hate-Monger! He'll clean up this country for us! Down with all foreigners! Down with everybody who disagrees with us! Hail to the Hate-Monger! And, looking down upon the crowd from his speaker's platform, the tall, masked form of the Hate-Monger stirs his listeners to a fever pitch of unthinking emotion. Those who are not with us are against us. They must be destroyed. We must drive all the foreigners back where they came from. We must show no mercy to those we hate. Reed, it's unbelievable. He seems to have the crowd in a trance. They're actually agreeing with his un-American sentiments. The Hate-Monger's right. Kick the foreigners out of our neighborhood. No, stop. I am a citizen, the same as you. Are you mad? The crowd must have popped its cork. But if a riot is what they want, here's where they're gonna get it. With one mighty lunge, the thing plows into the grandstand surrounding the Hate-Monger, with the force and fury of a runaway pile driver. Just wait right there, Buttercup. I'll get to you in a minute, as soon as I tenderly take care of your lovable little bully boys. Good old Benjamin. He beat us to it. But there's still time for us to lend a hand. Let's go, Johnny boy. Yay. Action at last. Why doesn't the Hate-Monger seem worried? I don't like it. Exactly 1 second later, Sue's question is dramatically answered, as the masked figure turns a strange green ray on the Fantastic Four. Stand fast, all of you. None can resist my all-powerful H-ray. And as the shimmering ray bathes the four figures, they stop in their tracks, stunned, overwhelmed by the unfamiliar sensations flooding through them. There. This is the acid test. If my hatred ray will work against the Fantastic Four, then nobody can resist it. Nobody will stop my master plan. No sooner does the H-ray fade away, then the fabulous foursome begin to fight among themselves. Not the good-natured bickering which their fans know so well, but a different type of conflict, filled with hostility and raw hatred. Who asked you to butt in, you skinny egg-headed clown? You don't scare me, ugly. I can always handle an ape who does his thinking with his fists. Step aside, useless. I'm gonna teach both of those bums a lesson. Who are you calling useless? You conceited, incorrigible little brat. Ow! When I put you away, I'll clobber that flaming freak for turning the sidewalk under my feet into hot tar. If there's any putting away to be done, stupid, I'll do it. Like this. There. Maybe a bath in sticky tar will teach you not to mess around with your betters. Mister, you better start running now, because when I get a hold of you... So the thing is gonna clobber me, huh? Not after I trap him inside of this flaming lasso of mine. I'm through protecting that ungrateful kid brother of mine. From now on, I'll treat him like any other fresh teenager. Hey! What the... Oh, it must be the Invisible Girl. The original Miss Phony of 1963. Try that again, and I'll forget you're my sister. Which would be a pleasure. Ha! It takes more than a mess of sticky tar to stop the thing. And now... I was hoping you'd try me again, loudmouth. Because I've been itching to do this to you for a long time. Do you read me, fathead? You've been itching all right, but only because you're a flea-bitten freak. You couldn't scare a second-hand Barbie doll. Just wait till my hands dry. I'll pulverize the two of you. So you thought you could hold on to me, huh? Well, I've got news for you, bonehead. After I finish this little caper, you'll tip your hat before you even mention my name. Now just stay put till I bring you some company. Thought I forgot about you, huh? Get your clammy meat hooks off me, you gorilla. This is my chance to teach all three of them a lesson. If I can just reach that hydrant in time. Sure, Sonny. Sure. I'm gonna let go of both of you. I figure this is all you're good for anyway. After this, they'll call you two the human slingshots. I never thought I'd see the day the Fantastic Four would fight each other. And mean it. There. They didn't expect anyone to untie our conceited leader's hands before the thing could let go. Now, good riddance to all of them. Look out! Yow! Who's the wise guy? Finally, after the three regained their balance. I had it! From now on, you could get yourself a new stooge. I'm cutting out. Me too. You could take the Fantastic Four and shove it down a gopher hole for all I care. I'm sick of looking at your ugly pants. That goes double for me. I'm gonna visit Alicia and forget I ever knew those creeps. If I never hear that corny name Fantastic Four again, it'll be too soon. Who needs them? They've been living off my brains for years. I'm through playing nursemaid to anyone. They forgot all about me. And that's just the way I like it. I must have been mad to think I loved Reed Richards. He's just a big zero. Did you see that? The Fantastic Four split up. They forgot all about the Hate-Monger. And what of the man who caused the incredible sequence of events you have just witnessed? I've done it. Now, with the FF safely under my spell of hate, we can proceed. Before I'm through, all of Earth will be in the iron grip of the Hate-Monger. And so, the Master of Hate makes his first big mistake. He considers the Fantastic Four completely defeated and forgets about them. But minutes later, at the entrance to the famous Baxter Building, headquarters of the FF. What's going on here? Mr. Richards, am I glad to see you, sir. Some madman is tearing the lobby apart because he can't get up to your headquarters. Who says no one's admitted to Reed Richards' floor without permission? You're not messing around with a kid here. Quick, call the police. We need help. Police nothing. Send for the National Guard. Then, suddenly, a familiar face appears from the midst of the melee. Richards, you old hound dog. Call off your watchdogs before I muzzle 'em. This is one heck of a way to treat an old army buddy. Nick Fury? I haven't seen you since the end of the war. That's your loss, pal. Now tell me where to drop these sleeping beauties. Then, you and me have some important business to discuss. Minutes later, in the conference room of the FF skyscraper headquarters. Why didn't you tell them downstairs that you're with the CIA now, Sarge? It would have made things a lot easier. Us secret intelligence Joes don't go broadcasting our identities, pal. And it's Colonel Fury now. Ain't that something? Can you picture me being one of the big brass? Bet you wish you could have lit my cigarette this way that day at Massacre Mountain, huh? See Sergeant Fury number 3, Midnight at Massacre Mountain. Editor. Okay, Fury. I know a colonel in the CIA doesn't come to visit me just to talk about the weather. If you've something to say, spit it out. Sure, big man. Sure. Something's bugging him. This ain't the Reed Richards I knew. He's changed. I want to talk to you about some trouble in South America, in the Republic of San Gusto. Hey, what's with the mad scientist bit? Keep talking. I'm just shutting off some nuclear activators so I can hear you better. Well, Uncle Sammy has been pouring billions into San Gusto to make it a showplace of democracy. But suddenly, everything's gone nuts down there. A revolution started, and it looks like the government's gonna collapse. If that happens, it could upset the balance of power in South America. So it mustn't happen. Dig? Yankee, go home. I'm way ahead of you. I'll be there by morning. You? But what about the rest of the FF? Who needs them? From now on, I work alone. Then, reaching to rooftop launching pads. What are you waiting for, Fury? There's room for you in the pogo plane. I'll, join you later, pal. I've got something else to take care of here first. Suit yourself. Just don't poke around in any of those rooms. My alarm devices will atomize you if you try it. Stopping a revolution in some postage stamp country doesn't sound like a job for the FF. What made Fury come to me? Well, what's the difference? It'll give me something to do anyway. I was afraid of this. The Hate-Monger must have gotten to the FF already. I've got to find a way to break his spell. Just then, in Alicia's studio apartment. You're so powerful. So noble, Ben. I love doing statues of you. Hold it, baby. That's the pogo plane up there. Reed must be sneaking off somewhere without telling us. Sit tight, doll. I'll be back later. Ben, what's wrong? Why do you speak of Reed with such hatred in your voice? Ben. And a few blocks away, in front of a sports car showroom. What's everyone looking at? Hey, it's our pogo plane. That ship belongs to the four of us. Nobody's taken off in it without telling me. Flame on! First the pogo plane misses us by a whisker, and now the torch almost singes our hair. I'm going back to being a test pilot. It's safer. I'll fly to headquarters and see what's going on. And I'd better like what I see. End. In a fashionable dress salon. Hold still, Miss Storm. This seam needs taking in. The pogo plane. Look, one of our newest creations is, running down the hall by itself. It's even paying for itself. My female curiosity won't let me sleep until I find out who's in the plane. And why. A quarter of an hour later, after introductions and explanations have been made. You mean that skinny nitwit took off for San Gusto without us? What's he trying to do? Hog all the glory for himself? Why should he have a South American vacation and not me? Anything he can do, I could do better. All I gotta do is keep my trap shut, and they'll be fighting to go to San Gusto too. What are you sitting there with a chicken scratching smile on your pan for? I got a good mind to... Shut up! Who says you've got mind? When you tangle with me, Smiley, you're tangling with the government. Richards told me he didn't want you in San Gusto, but I've got the authority to take you there anyway if I want to. Don't just stand there, Buster! Pack your toothbrush! We're leaving now! Yeah, you can't stop us. He wouldn't dare. Perfect. Once I have all four of them in San Gusto, things'll really start poppin'. Seconds later, with the thing's capable hands on the controls, the FF's personal ICBM blasts off from the Baxter Building's built-in launch pad. The three of them don't know they're under the spell of the Hate-Monger's H-Ray. I've gotta find a way to beat him before he gets the whole blamed human race under his influence. But the place to beat him is in San Gusto, the first nation he's openly attacking. A short time later, high over the Atlantic Range, the missile booster is disengaged. And the capsule, containing Fury and his three co-passengers, drops unerringly down to the outskirts of San Gusto, where a startling adventure awaits them. Meanwhile, other eyes have witnessed the departure of the FF's pogo plane and ICBM. Hostile eyes. Mad eyes. The ICBM veered toward the south. I wonder... Sir, we just received a shortwave radio report from our main base in San Gusto. A strange airborne capsule was seen landing near the eastern sector. I suspected as much. It seems I didn't give them a strong enough dose of the H-Ray. We shall leave for San Gusto immediately, even though under my spell, the Fantastic Four are still too dangerous to ignore. Not one resident of the teeming city suspects that under his feet, an astonishing vehicle begins to bore through the earth at unbelievable speed. Consisting of a rocket engine with a passenger nodule, the Hate-Monger subsurface missile heads for San Gusto. Editor's note: this machine is not as imaginary as it may seem. It is reported that even now, the Russians are working on a similar vehicle, powered by the reverse thrust of a rocket engine. At a predestined spot, the rocket vehicle veers sharply and blazes its way downward until it reaches a soft, molten mass of Earth. Then it levels off, assuming a horizontal position again as it blasts its way south under the murky bottom of the sea above. Faster! Faster! We must destroy the Fantastic Four in San Gusto! Finally, reaching their objective, the mighty machine points its nose surfaceward, and then, coming to rest on the outskirts of San Gusto, thick streams of chemical coolant pour forth from the rocket, cooling the surrounding terrain, which has become white hot because of the powerful missile's thrust. Within the hour, we shall be able to set foot on the ground again. Next time I meet the Fantastic Four, I shall be sure to give them a lethal dose of my hate gas. There must be no more slip-ups such as this. And then, after the ground has cooled, follow me. We must race to the underground command post and prepare for the attack by the Fantastic Four, which is certain to come. Meanwhile, some distance away, the rebel forces are gathering large artillery shells for their assault upon the San Gusto government. Everything goes our way. Soon, we shall control San Gusto. That is enough shells for now. Let us rejoin our forces. But no sooner do the rebel forces depart when a long, blue-clad arm stretches out incredibly from the underbrush. And one stick of TNT is all I will need. That's sure to slow down the revolutionary forces for a while, until I can think up some other little stunts. Minutes later, Mr. Fantastic spies a low-flying rebel rocket plane. Lucky he's flying low to dodge the government radar, but he can't dodge me. I'd like to be there to see his face when the pilot presses the rocket release button. What a fool I was to waste all those days with my 3 useless ex-partners. I realize now that they did nothing but cramp my style. And shortly thereafter, it is a most strange thing. This smooth jungle road was not here this morning. Who could have built it? What does that matter? See how it helps us infiltrate towards the capital? But suddenly, the mysterious road begins to heave and swell, as though imbued with a life of its own. Here's one squad of rebels that won't be back for a while. Flee for your lives! The road is bewitched! Madre Dios! Run! Run! We are doomed! It was obliging of them to leave their guns behind. Here are a few more that will never be used against San Gusto. Head for the border if you value your lives! Up till now, all I've done has been kid stuff. It's time I buckled down and really gave a little demonstration of what Mr. Fantastic can do when he's fighting mad. And then, while planning his next move, Reed Richards makes a fateful discovery. A ray machine of some sort, sending high-potency beams into the air. The main section is buried below ground. I'll just reach down and probe for its source of power. Seconds later, the costumed crusader discovers a hidden passageway leading to a dark, underground chamber. There's more to this revolution than meets the eye, and I suspect I'll find the answer down there. Strange. I can hear a pulsating throb through this wall, like the deep, incessant hum of some mighty machine. And then, without warning, nerve gas vapors! Can't escape! I'm trapped! We got him! In a semi-paralyzed state, due to the potent nerve gas, Reed is brought face to face with the Hate-Monger once more. I knew it was only a matter of time before you'd stumble across my hate ray machine. And now that you are trapped, I shall show you the fate that awaits mankind before I have you destroyed. Observe how my hate ray machine derives its matchless power by bouncing a beam to the moon and back. A beam which can reach any place on Earth. No wonder Earth's tides were abnormal lately. The Hate-Monger has been affecting the moon's gravitational pull. This small, pitiful nation was just a test for me. Now that I see how effective my hate ray is, I shall blanket the world with it. I shall turn friend against friend, neighbor against neighbor. Just as he turned the Fantastic Four against each other. But what is his purpose? Who is he? Only I shall remain impervious to the hate ray, for only I possess the antidote. Thus, I shall control the haters, and eventually, the entire planet. Listen! The sound of racing footsteps. Whoa! Hang on, Richards. Old Fury is here. Just like old times. Okay, you hooded cornball. Give Richards the antidote to your nerve gas. And to the hate ray. Before I really get mad. Don't shoot! Don't shoot! I will do as you say. The CIA has been wise to you all along, chum. We knew what you were up to, but we couldn't interfere in another nation's affairs. But when you start messing with Americans, that's different. A pity you are too squeamish to shoot a now defenseless man, for I shall yet live to destroy you all. 60 seconds after swallowing the antidote pill. Nick, you old hound dog, I feel like myself again. The hatred is all gone. Okay. Quit slobbering over me, pal, or I'll push you under that blasted machine again. We still got some mopping up to do. But during the brief seconds that their attention wavered, the Hate-Monger presses a nearby button, and... He tricked us! He lowered a wall of bulletproof glass! It won't save him for long, Nick. We are safe for the present, but those two are dangerous foes. They are no match for the Hate-Monger. They have merely caused me to speed up my timetable. Now I shall blanket the whole planet with my hate ray. I grabbed this vial of antidote capsules, Nick. I've gotta force Ben, Sue, and Johnny to take them somehow. Okay, Boy Scout. You do that little thing. Meanwhile, I'll stay on the Hate-Monger's trail until I can put him and his bully boys away for good. A short time later. At last, there's the Torch at the head of a band of rebels. He's still under the effect of the hate ray, so when he learned that I'm on the side of the government troops, naturally, his hatred of me made him join the rebels. Uh-oh. The sharp-eyed kid spotted me. Hold it, Johnny. I want to talk to you. Mister, my talking days are over. I'll teach you to try to steal our pogo plane away from us. You talk pretty big with that flame of yours going for you. How about dousing it and fighting me man to man? It'll be a pleasure, wise guy. The thing taught me enough about fighting to mop up the place with you. Flame off. Hey! You crummy cheat! If I'm not using my flame, you can't stretch. I should have known I couldn't trust you. Sorry, little friend. It's for your own good. Swallow this. Reed, I feel funny. I don't hate you anymore. I must have been nuts to try to fight you. Forget it, lad. It was not your fault. It was the hate ray that affected us. Here comes the thing. Now do as I say. Quick. Help me, Ben. He's trying to kill me. Help! You skinny creep. I'll teach you to pick on a kid. At that split second, Reed releases the torch, and Johnny flames on, hurling a flaming loop around the startled thing. Good work, Johnny. I knew he'd open his mouth in surprise. Hey! Did you lose your marbles, hothead? Then, Mr. Fantastic moves with dazzling speed before the thing can close his mouth. A fella could drop something in your mouth, Benjamin, old buddy, with his eyes closed. What in Sam Hill's going on around here? Whose side is that blazing brat on anyway? Oh. For the love of Pete. All of a sudden, I don't want to pulverize ya. I want us to be pards again. This is nutty. I'll explain everything later, old friend. Right now, we've got to find Sue and give her an antidote pill. How will we do it, Reed? She's invisible. She could be anywhere. Right, lad. But chances are she's in this area, wondering what to do next. So I'll just blanket the area with my own body and see what happens. Look! That shape over there! I'll be a monkey's uncle. He got her. Ben! Johnny! Don't just stand there, you fools! Save me from Reed! Easy, kid. I don't know what's in those pills, but take one. It's good for what ails ya. No! No! Stop! Go away! I hate you! I hate you all! Easy, honey. You'll feel different in a minute. Meanwhile, at the huge dynamo which supplies the power for the Hate-Monger's H-Ray, Nick Fury fights a desperate battle against impossible odds. If they increase the intensity of that gizmo, the whole world will be blanketed with hate rays. But I can't hold them off much longer. There goes the last of my ammo. His gun is empty. Seize him! Slay him for defying the hate-monger! Don't shoot! He's outmaneuvered us! He plunged into our midst! If we fire, we'll hit each other! Ugh! Don't count old Fury out yet, you crumb bums! Now I'll show you how we used to do it in the Howlin' Commandos! Well, look who's here. It's about time. You Joes take some coffee breaks. Didn't think we'd let you have all the fun, did you, Sonny? Hurry, Ben. We've gotta find the hate-monger. Over here, Reedy boy. It looks like I win the treasure hunt today. There's our pigeon now. It's the torch. I'll get him. Don't waste your bullets, fool. His flame will melt them. I'll stop him for good, with a double dose of my hate ray. Like this. Blue Eyes. Not this time. Not with the Fantastic Four fighting as a team again. Who? What? Blast it. It's the Invisible Girl. She ruined my aim. And as fate would have it, the hate ray blast intended for the torch strikes the hate-monger's own men after having been deflected by Sue Storm. The accursed hate-monger is to blame for all this. Because of him, we are fighting the all-powerful Fantastic Four. And then, before anyone can raise a hand to save the masked master of hate. No, you can't. You mustn't. I'm your leader. You must obey me. Obey me! Ugh. Farewell, hate-monger. What do you know? It's like a scene right out of a movie. He used hatred as a weapon. And in the end, it was that very weapon that destroyed him. Let's get his hood off, Nick. I'm anxious to see who he really is. Wait for me, you guys. I want to see too. I'll have all his little playmates corralled in a few secs. It all seems like a strange, mad dream. And then, as the concealing hood is lifted, it can't be. It just ain't possible. And yet, it fits. It all ties in. But he's supposed to have been killed years ago. The whole world thought he was dead. I can't believe it. I just can't. He looks just like his pictures. Adolf Hitler. The Mad Führer. The most evil human being the world has ever known. The hate ray must have been one of the last achievements of his enslaved Nazi scientist. Actually, we'll never know whether he was the real Hitler, or one of the many doubles the Führer was reported to have. What's the diff, pal? The main thing is that him and his rotten hate ray are kaput. And this time, it's for keeps. And finally, on the way back to the States. This is Fury calling the CIA. Our little caper is finished in San Gusto. The Fantastic Four will explain when they get back. I ain't much on making speeches. Until men truly love each other, regardless of race, creed, or color, the hate-monger will still be undefeated. Let's never forget that. And Reed Richards' words never shall be forgotten. Not while the stars and stripes still wave. Not while America endures. The end.